I let AI plan my entire work week. Not to brag about results, to show you how. Most of us work 8 hours and accomplish maybe 2 hours of real output. The rest gets eaten by deciding what to do next, switching between apps, and getting pulled into stuff that feels urgent but isn't. That's not a productivity problem. That's a decision problem. Think about yesterday. How many minutes did you spend just deciding what to work on next? Be honest. For most people, it's over an hour. The research backs this up. A study from Cornell found that we make over 200 food decisions alone every single day, way more than we realize. Now multiply that across email, meetings, priorities, and your to-do list. Your brain is bleeding energy on logistics all day long. That's why your best work tends to happen earlier in the day and your worst decisions show up later. The problem isn't discipline. It's that you're spending your mental energy on choices instead of actual work. So instead of trying to manage all those decisions myself, I started handing the planning over to AI. Not for some 30-day experiment, just as a daily workflow. Here's the exact prompt I use every morning. Here are my tasks, deadlines, and energy levels. Create a time-blocked schedule. Be ruthless about cutting anything that isn't essential. That last line is the key. Most people give AI a list of tasks and ask it to organize them. That just creates a prettier version of the same overloaded list. When you tell it to cut what's not essential, you're forcing a real prioritization filter. The first time I ran this, it cut close to half of what I thought I needed to do that day. Stay with me. The part that actually changed my approach is coming up. Here's how the workflow actually goes. Every morning, I paste in my tasks, my deadlines, and a rough sense of my energy for the day. ChatGPT's free tier handles this fine. You don't need the paid version for daily planning. The AI gives me back a time-blocked schedule, typically 3 or 4 focused blocks instead of a scattered list of 8 to 10 tasks. The structure tends to follow a similar pattern. Hardest work first, when focus is highest. Routine tasks later. Meetings and admin grouped together. Breaks between deep work blocks. What changed for me wasn't a magic productivity boost. It was that I stopped wasting the first part of every morning trying to decide what to work on. The decision was already made. I just executed. The other thing AI is good at is calling out unrealistic plans. When I tried to cram 8 tasks into a day, it would push back. Most planning fails because we overestimate what fits in a day. AI doesn't have ego about it. It just looks at the math and tells you what's actually doable. I track what I complete against what I planned using ClickUp's free tier. Unlimited tasks, board views, simple project management. No AI features needed for this part. Just a place to log what got done. Over time, you start to see patterns. Which types of tasks consistently take longer than you think? Which days you have more capacity? That feedback loop is where most of the actual improvement comes from. Quick note, if this workflow makes sense to you, hit subscribe. I share the prompts and tools I actually use, no hype. Coming up in the last section, I'll show you why the most counterintuitive part of this system is what makes it actually work. Here's the part that took me longest to accept. AI planning won't make you do more work. It'll make you do less work that matters more. That sounds like the same thing. It isn't. When you let AI prioritize ruthlessly, your task list shrinks. The first few days, that feels wrong, like you're slacking. We're conditioned to feel productive when we're busy. Having a short list of important things and finishing them by mid-afternoon feels uncomfortable at first. But it's actually the goal. The shift I had to make was disconnecting busy from productive. Being busy isn't the same as moving things forward. A long task list isn't an achievement. It's usually a sign you haven't decided what actually matters. A few honest things this approach doesn't do. It doesn't fix burnout. It doesn't replace the work of figuring out what your goals are. AI can prioritize tasks once you have them, but it can't tell you what's worth doing in the first place. That part is on you. What it does well is take the friction out of execution. You stop wasting mental energy on logistics so you can spend it on the actual work. The tools are free. ChatGPT for the daily planning prompts, ClickUp's free tier for tracking, a simple Notion page for weekly reviews. I've linked the exact prompts and the workflow in the description. If this approach makes sense to you, subscribe. I share tools and systems like this every week. No fake experiments, no made-up results, just what actually works.